here.
I think we are good to go. Anyone on live, just audio. Okay, so I think we're good.
I'm sorry, we're okay?
We're okay, yep.
Ah, okay. Well then, we are able to open the meeting now. Our secretary is not here just yet, but I do expect her to be. We do have 5 members, so we can, with this quorum, open up the meeting. Oh, sure, and no, that's okay. It would be.
I walked
We
in
can
with.
just, where did I leave it? Here.
I can't help.
Look at that.
Actually,
Paper. If you want to take a few notes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Your special pen, huh?
Everybody got a pen?
Well, since we do have a quorum at this point in time, I think that we will be just fine. So we will open this meeting at 4:32. And there we go. So we call this meeting of the Lake Stevens Library Board to order. I do know that we have that Joanne Van Leuven has an excused absence. Andy Powers should be here, I think. And I think I hear a door. Hopefully that's Leanne. So we'll see. It is. So our secretary is going to be here, but we have already called the meeting to order. You can come on in and have a seat. It is, yeah, I had traffic issues as well, so not a problem. Okay, so we'll leave the rest of the note taking to you. Thus far, we do have
That's it.
the time of our open and who is present, and that Joanne Van Leuven has an excused absence. I expect Andy to be here sometime. He said he would make it tonight. All right, so there we go. Wonderful. We've called to order. Approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes so far?
I did.
You did not. Okay, well, let's just take a moment. They're not very long, so we can just take a moment, look over those. That's going to be fine. And I want to respect the fact that Leanne took so much time to create these for us. And I know that. Oh, here we go.
So it looks like pages 4 and 5 are not supposed to be there.
All right.
That's my outline. I got copied and pasted into the minutes, so
Didn't print them, I read it.
in my haste to get them done in a timely manner, I left that in, I didn't even realize.
Andy, right?
Abe, I don't know if it's worth correcting, but Diane's title is Director of Community Libraries, not Assistant Director.
All right. I think that would be worthwhile.
Changes?
Anything else that we have? Ah, there we go. Thank you, Andy. All right. No other changes at this point? Okay, so what I'll do is just with the one accepted change of the there. And I suppose with the taking out of that blank page. Unless there are any, unless there's any reason to disapprove, I think by unanimous consent, we could approve the minutes as with those changes. Okay?
Great.
Good. All right, there we go. We continue to have this old business hanging over us of the one open library board seat. There has been no discussion thus far. I've had some email discussion, but nothing of significance at this point in time. I might ask, has there been any application? Is it open? How's it going?
Yeah, we do have one person who has applied, and we are looking to run some interviews along with any other open spots that we have on boards and commissions, because we have city council members that are part of that panel. But I would love to put the word out that if anyone else is interested, I mean, just be great to get, multiple candidates in just in case there's any issues scheduling or things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't seen it lately on social media or anything, so.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that's great.
okay, awesome.
Okay.
And then do you advertise in the library for it or have like a bulletin or something that somebody actually goes to the library that maybe they want to be?
I actually don't have that up, but I'd be happy to do that.
That would be awesome. And we'll make sure that it's typically in our weekly wrap up that gets put out, but I will have our communication specialist highlight it and we'll get that out there again.
Wonderful. So there we go.
Is the application in paper also? Because we could keep paper applications at the library, or is it only online?
Yeah, we can absolutely print them. So that's fine too, but we can coordinate that with you. if
Yeah,
helpful.
that'd be great.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and by the way, what we just heard is corrected in terms of getting city council members scheduled to be there at the same time. And you want to take advantage of that, so it's not just our count, our own board, but other commissions, any kind of thing like that. It's best to try to knock it all out at one time. So I totally understand how that might work. There we go. Okay, so that having been said, we're okay. We've got enough members to continue to operate. And as you saw, even before a couple were ready to go, we had a quorum tonight, so we're fine. All right, let's move forward with reports. Friends of the Library. Don't have anybody online or anything today.
No friends.
No friends. You do have friends. Trust me, you have many friends. So I'm not sure how that would have gotten. I generally just check up on the board members, not for the friends. Maybe I just need to make a greater effort to make sure that there's somebody from the friends, at least online. So I'm sorry, but
Melissa's pretty on top of it, I would suspect, yeah.
yeah, she really is. So I would think that she would do something like that. In the interim, while I know this is not a report formally, I do know, Mary, you make a lot of those meetings, right? So would you like to
yes, I
speak to
do.
that at all?
Well, no, it was interesting. We had a really great meeting last time. We were talking about baskets. We're talking about what used to be called Dickens Fair. It's called something else now. We're going to be doing that. And we also had Chai Ross come speak to us about what's happening next with the library, which was great to hear from him. And I might have mentioned that I went to Pennsylvania and saw my library in my hometown with my father's name emblazoned on one of the bricks, because he worked very hard to get a new library in our town. I was really proud of that. And people said, you're Kurt's daughter? It was so fun. They just came right up to me and said, he was amazing. So I thought, okay, I guess it was in my blood. It must have been in my blood all along. So that was fun. That's all I got to say.
All right, well, I will let Melissa or whoever know that someone spoke on behalf of the Friends. So there you go. We have a report such as it is. Okay. So we thank you very much for that. In the meantime, I know that we have librarian here. So Snow Isle give us a report.
Great. I'll kick us off. I'm going to share a little bit more on broader news from Snow Isle. On Sunday, we had our Board and Friends Forum, which was really wonderful. The last one that we had was in 2019. So it was really just lovely to be all together. We did that at a large conference room at Tulalip. We had opportunities for friends and Board of Trustees members and local library boards and our foundation board to all come together and learn a little bit about running nonprofits, different support that we can offer, opportunities to connect with one another. I always hear that's the best part. And we had a really engaging local author speaker, Jenny Shortridge, if anybody is familiar with her work. She's the co-founder of the Seattle 7 Writers Group. They're a pretty well-known writers group and nonprofit. So she spoke about her experience kind of running that group. We are very excited to be soon announcing our Snow Isle Reads Together title for 2024. So this is going to be our first Snohomish and Island County community-wide reading event. We are anticipating we'll have a couple author events, at least a couple author events at the end of next April, early May. So I'm going to build a little excitement for that. There'll be a big press release when we announce the title, but it should be a fun read. The team that selected the title was really looking for something that would be uplifting and bring people together, something that was funny, maybe a little irreverent, but just a really, really engaging read. Lastly, I wanted to share news about an exciting project that we're working on a few of our community libraries, including Lake Stevens. So we're in the early planning stages, looking at expanded library access. I've shared about this with you all before. That can mean a lot of different things in different communities. So that includes things like our hold lockers in Monroe and Camino, which we're also looking to expand, but also the ability to have after hours meeting room access. Right now, we're working on rolling that out right now at our Coopville and our Camino Island libraries. So there's this whole process that customers go through to get signed up. Then they receive a code for the library that's unique to them for that use, and then they can access the meeting room after hours. So this just makes the resources that we have in our libraries available in, an extended period of time and more available to people when they need them. So in Lake Stevens, we're looking at a model of full library access. And part of the reason why we're looking at Lake Stevens is because the layout of the building is really perfect for that. It's very easy to secure the areas that we would not want the public to be in. So we're looking at that, hoping to roll that out next year. The way that it works in short, and I can answer questions about that or anything else, is that customers would need to go through an application process and then an in-person orientation before they'd be able to use the library during unstaffed hours. So this could be things like before the library opens or after the library closes. Right now, we're thinking that customers would need to be 18 or older, card holders, of course. There'll be a verification process in that in-person orientation. So we're still in the early days, but pretty exciting. It would basically make the library available to the community for more hours than we can currently staff it at our current staffing levels. So pretty exciting and, nice opportunity to try something new. Those are the three things I was going to share about, but I can answer questions about that or anything else. Any questions on that?
I have a comment that I really, I really apologize for the fact that I could not make this last Friends meeting.
We missed you, Abe.
It was exactly at a time when I could not, time and date that would not work. But I am interested. Was anyone else able to make it? And maybe not from the.
I don't believe so. We did have some friends there.
Friends. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we would.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I've said this before that, in terms of ongoing activities related to the library, obviously, the Friends are the more active. And so I am thrilled that they made it. And glad that it happened. So
Well, hoping
I've
to
been
get it back.
2 or 3 of those, and they are fun times. So
Yeah. You'll have another chance.
Okay,
Should be a regular thing going forward now. So
okay,
yeah, now that we're back together again.
good. Okay, well, good. I'm glad some friends of the library were there.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes. Yeah, especially for free. And the library, closes at 7 or 6, depending on the night. So that can be hard for folks. In Granite Falls, we're hearing that's another place we're looking at rolling out the after hours meeting room access. And we've had great feedback from the community there about that possibility. Yep. HOAs. Yep. People are clamoring. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not sure if it's more of a specific to Lake Stevens. Is there a book club or something that's offered within Snow Isle or specifically to Lake Stevens now that people meet up and do like monthly meetings or week? I don't know how.
Yeah. Like an in-person. Do you want to answer that one? Okay. Or either way.
So we have a variety of different book club options. So at Lake Stevens right now, the library itself does not host an in-person book club. However, we have a staff member at Lake Stevens, and then there are staff members throughout Snow Isle who offer online book clubs. These meet in the morning, in the evening, on weekdays, weekends. They and correct me if I'm wrong, because this is before my time with Snow Isle, but they started during the pandemic and have been incredibly successful. We have people from all over the world connecting to these book clubs, and we have talked to each book club to see if they want to move into a hybrid space or online or in person. Overwhelmingly, they want to stay online. It's what's convenient. It's what they're used to. In addition to that, Snow Isle also supports several local book clubs. So if you were interested in starting your own book club, so we have several that have formed in Lake Stevens. So for example, the Ebenezer Book Club. They let us know their list of books, and Snow Isle provides 10 copies of that book for them to check out every month for their book club. So there are a couple within Lake Stevens that use that service through Snow Isle. They meet offsite. So the Ebenezer Book Club, for example, meets at Ebenezer Church. They run their book club. They have someone who runs it. They just check out the books and return the books to the Lake Stevens Library.
Great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wow. Good question and excellent answer. I like hearing that. That's good. All right. So no other questions. I guess you keep the mic. Go ahead.
Will do.
All right.
I mean, this meeting is always great. It's such an exciting time because we're transitioning from summer into fall. And so I get to talk about how great summer reading was and how awesome fall is going. So I'm really excited. I want to talk about our fall programming. But before that, I wanted to draw your attention to the summer reading wrap up on the report. So Snow Isle Libraries had another record-breaking year for summer reading with over 6,200 kids and teens completing the program. They read for over 2.4 million minutes. I mean, that's that's a lot of time. This is an increase overall of 14% from last year for the district, for the entire Snow Isle Libraries district. But Lake Stevens saw a 32% increase in finishers for the summer reading program, which is really exciting. Summer reading was online only for a couple of years, and we just brought it back to in-person last year. And so to have this really big uptick was really exciting for us. We had some really fun self-directed programming in the library for people to participate in. We had some really great in-person programming in the library during the summer. And so it was really nice to see that increased participation. We are moving into our fall programming. We are not moving in, it is underway. We have added a couple of additional weekly programs to our schedule. So Tuesdays, we have toddler story time at 10:15 a.m. Wednesdays, we have baby story time at 10:15 a.m. We added a Wednesday afternoon program specifically for preschoolers to have something for the kiddos who are going to morning preschool. So they can go to morning preschool and have time to have lunch and maybe a nap, and then come to the library for preschool stay and play. This is a new program for us, but has been incredibly successful at a number of other libraries. We pull in a wide variety of age-appropriate, stimulating, STEM-based, really fun toys for the kids to interact with. It's drop-in, it's casual, it's a place where caregivers can bring their kids, meet other caregivers and kids of the same age, and very low pressure. So, you stay as long as you want, you leave when you want, you come when you want, and a really just great opportunity to meet other kiddos of the same age in the community. So that's a new program for us, and it's going really well. We've also been really lucky this year to add a second session of Little Science Lab. So as I'm sure most of you will remember, Little Science Lab is our collaboration with the Imagine Museum in Everett. It's a grant-funded program, and Lake Stevens has always been a very popular site. One of the highest attendance rates within Snow Isle and an early adopter of Little Science Lab. So because of the great success here, Imagine Museum offered us a second session, which is amazing because we consistently book like at capacity for that program. We kind of squash in as many kiddos as we can. So now we have back-to-back Little Science Lab programs at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Thursdays. And since we started at the end of September, they have been completely full with a wait list. So we know that the demand is there. We're doing our best working within the space that we have, but it's really wonderful to have both of those sessions available. We've also added an additional monthly STEM program. It's an all ages STEM construction zone where we're bringing in all kinds of, Legos, Duplos, Connects, different types of building toys, and it's all ages. We have a theme so kids can and adults. We had some adults come to the last one, which was fantastic. Adults and their Legos, they are very impressive. Just a time so we have a theme, which, you can build towards the theme and have little competitions, but also like who can build the tallest tower and things like that. Again, a drop-in program. So stay as long as you want, come when you can, just to provide that added flexibility. And it's on Saturdays monthly. I wanted to include some of the other programs that we have going on for the rest of the year, since we won't meet again until January, and just really draw your attention to a couple of them. In November, we're doing 2 sessions of an indoor planetarium at Creator Zone. Creator Zone has been a fantastic partner for us, and we have a Snow Isle kiosk with a deposit collection there. And then we'll be bringing the indoor planetarium, and Creator Zone will be having some different crafts and things to go along with that. We also still have a few eclipse glasses at the libraries. So I know the eclipse was in October, but there's another one in April. So if you don't have your glasses yet, I think I have like 25 left. So you can swing by the library and pick them up, just in the same theme. We're also going to be doing some fun programming in December for all ages. We're going to have a mini gingerbread house making program, so you can get your sugar fix. And then we're going to do an indoor icicle program for school-aged kiddos during that winter break time. I just want to pause there before I keep going, ask if there are any questions.
Help me out here. I'm feeling very stupid. Planetarium would be the star.
Mhm.
So you're gonna.
It's like a big tent.
Okay.
And they kind of inflate it, they fill it with air. So it's like a big tent, and then they project it onto the inside.
Oh, okay. And so Creator Zone
Has the space tall enough to accommodate the big tent.
Oh,
No, for this
Okay.
event, you don't-
is it? All right. Well, I gotta.
No, the program is free. Any program we would host at Creator Zone is free. Creator Zone also has free drop-in hours every Wednesday if you wanted to just go and take a look at it. And I think they're having a free program and a couple Saturdays too as well. We just put the poster up on the board, the community board at the library. So I'm trying to remember the date off the top of my head. But the program is free.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I mean, not age specific or anything like.
It's not age specific. It's recommended for school aged children, not super young children, just because there is a lot of talking and explaining and things like that. But we'll try to have some younger children age appropriate crafts, so that, the whole family would have an opportunity to participate in something.
Okay.
But the space is limited on how many people can fit into the planetarium session. And so we have registration available for that.
Oh.
So registration is on our website.
Okay. And on the STEM construction zone, so it's on a specific day once per month, is that what you?
Yeah, we do it on Saturday afternoons.
On
once per
Saturday.
month.
afternoon.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
The next one is this Saturday,
Ah.
this upcoming Saturday.
Okay, and you just basically, most of the library is.
Yeah, we actually, we do spread it out a little bit. Like we put the Duplos in the children's area, just because they're small parts. And if there are really like littles, we don't want them to be around the small parts. So we put the Duplos in the children's area. And then in the meeting room, we have the smaller ones.
Okay, wow. Yeah, a printer. Okay,
Very excited about Duplos.
well, that's fine. Any other questions right before she goes on? All right.
I did want to give an update because I had spoken a little bit about the partnership with College of Hope and the classes that they were offering. Unfortunately, they're unable to continue offering those classes. They've had some budgeting and staffing constraints. And so those classes will no longer be offered through Snow Isle. They do have a limited range of classes still available on their site, but the partnership with them has ended at this time. We hope to rekindle that in the future should their budgeting and staffing allow, but at this time it's been canceled. So just wanted to give you all a heads up on that because I know that we had talked about it and it was a really great series of programs. Our librarian, our outreach librarian, Jana Minix, has a full range of school visits scheduled from now really until February. A couple of times each week, she's going into the classroom. She's doing book talks. She's doing support for elementary and high school, focusing on getting kids signed up with their student cards, helping support English literature classes, history classes, and really connecting students with Snow Isle resources. So if you know teachers or librarians who are interested in having us come in and talk to kids about any of the materials that Snow Isle offers, show them how to use their student card, show them how to, check things out in Sora using their student card. We're absolutely happy to do that. So please definitely let us know. You can reach out to me. You can reach out directly to Jana, and we can schedule that. She's done back-to-back full days at Lake Stevens High School, 7 a.m. to 3:30, just doing class after class after class. And it's been wonderful. We've done classes at Cavallaro Mid-High. And at this moment, we have 6 of the 7 Lake Stevens elementary schools registered for our next program in the spring of third graders read together. So really a lot of work with the schools, a lot of support for our educators, for our students. So if there's an opportunity, please do let us know. I did want to give you an update on our 2024 programming plan. It's not finalized yet. I'll have that for you in January. We're still awaiting some budgeting, but we are adding a quarterly STEM program specifically for school-aged children in partnership with the Imagine Museum. So they'll come in and actually host it. We did a couple of these over the summer, and they did an owl pellet dissection for 5th graders. It was incredibly popular / gross, but incredibly popular. And so we want to continue doing that. So every quarter we'll have another program like that. We're also planning on an early spring session of Prime Time, and we're partnering with Hillcrest Elementary this year for the Prime Time program. So there are a lot of things on the agenda, and I'll give you a full roundup of our 2024 programming plan at our next meeting in January. Any questions about current Lake Stevens Library? Okay, our next section is future Lake Stevens Library. so we are currently in the design development phase. So I know many of you attended the first look event on June 29th. We still have the comment card, the online comment form available if people want to send in suggestions, comments. I've had folks send me pictures. I've forwarded those on to the architecture team. And we're continuing to work on the structural, mechanical details of the building and the building system. So working with the engineers, looking at things like elevator, electrical, all of that kind of stuff, and drafting the design review for to submit to the city of Lake Stevens. Excuse me. Next steps. So that's the phase that we're in, and we're wrapping that up pretty quickly here because we're nearing the end of October. Next steps include a public open house where we share the next design iteration. We're planning to have that in the fall, winter of 2023. So November, December is our plan there. Construction documents should be started late 2023, early 2024. So after that open house event, and then submitting the land use and permits in early 2024. So that's our current timeline. Are there any questions about, I have a general understanding of the architecture stuff, but if there are questions that I know the answers to, I'm happy to answer them now, or I can jot them down and get answers for you for next time.
I have questions, but I'll wait until you're done and then.
Okay.
Go on.
And then there are two things I just wanted to talk about for SNOEL updates. The first is the custom reading list service that just launched. You may have seen an email about this or some other SNOEL marketing campaigns that have come through. Essentially, you fill out a form with a few questions, and it goes to the entire SNOEL team of librarians and library associates, and they put together a custom reading list just for you. So we soft launched this in September. The heavy marketing went out a week and a half ago. Within 3 days of that marketing push, we had 250 requests for custom reading lists. We'll get back to you within 3 days. We have hit the 3-day mark at like 99% of the time. And if you're just not sure what that next read is, we got you. You let us know what you like to read or what you don't like to read or what you're looking for or what your teen is looking for or what your fourth grader is looking for, and we will send you a list. It's a really fun service. It's super personalized. It's really, really cool. It's on the website, easy to find under services, custom reading lists. So I want to make sure that you all heard about that. And I also wanted to share about the Darrington Library grand reopening. So the Darrington Library has undergone a full remodel, and they had their grand opening event on Saturday, September 30th. It's not the same architecture and design team that's working on the Lake Stevens Library, but they are using the same guidelines and principles that are standard throughout the district. So if you're up in Darrington, it's a wonderful opportunity to take a look at some of the work that the capital projects team has been doing for so long and to really see it in person. So they officially open on Saturday, September 30th to rave reviews. The building is gorgeous.
Can I ask a question about that? So how the custom reading list, you said it goes out to all the staff. I mean, how is that vetted? How's that done? Just for my own purpose, I think that what a mess that would be.
No, so it's the same way that like any of our our reference questions come in, they go to like the reference team. And so we have an internal system that goes out to everyone who can do readers advisory. Okay. And so there's like an electronic queue, and you log in and you just pick one up and you say, okay, I'm going to tackle this one. And, you take ownership of it and then answer it. Okay. So I didn't mean we don't get like pinged every single time.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's very misleading. There's a system, it's like a ticketing system. We pick the ticket and we're like, oh, okay, I'll answer this one. It's not a massive email chain. It's a much more efficient system.
Okay, well,
but you do have all of the brain power behind that, because if we're stuck, we ask for help. Like if somebody's like, I have no idea. Okay. we did find out. So if any of you have a guess about what the most popular genre thus far has been for these custom reading lists, historical fiction.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I read. What are you guys reading?
No, I mean, I do too. I love
Historical fiction is the most popular genre thus far. So yeah, so if you don't read historical fiction, you know that we have a lot of recommendations to make because we've had a lot of practice. And if you do, same thing. So
That's great to hear. I thought you were gonna say romance for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
some historical fiction has romantic elements.
Well,
So it's
But okay, that's good to hear. I won't make any judgments about, one genre versus another, but anyway, always good to hear. Historical fiction is up there. Okay. No, I just had wondered whether or not you were using like some kind of algorithm type thing like Netflix uses to try to say, hey, if you like this movie, you like that, nothing.
no, it is a person generated response. It is
Okay.
all library training is what that is.
Okay, cool. All right, well, neat. All right, I believe you have some
I
questions.
do, yeah. So I want to circle back to the new site. I know that some of the funds were coming from the state and there was a timeline on those. I feel like this project has been in the works for a while, so I'm wondering, are we getting close to the timeline on those funds or how does that work? Yeah, how does that work?
So some of those funds were used for demolition, so we have been using them. So yeah, no worries about running out of time for that. Is that kind of
Yeah.
your question?
just wanna
Yeah,
make sure
no,
it's all being used.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so I appreciate this, but I do feel like I do feel like are there any barriers right now, like between the city and Snow Isle in getting things done? Or are there any barriers anywhere that we could just help speed up this process in any way? We're looking at like 2 years since we heard that we were getting a new one, and the land and everything was there. So,
Yeah,
anxious. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm anxious.
Yeah, yeah.
And people are asking and it's hard to come up with reasons why there isn't something being done there. So.
yeah, that's a fair question. And I know you've always been a really great supporter, Shaylin, of, helping get things moving. Things are moving as fast as we can right now. We'll be submitting permits to the city early next year. Hopefully that process goes smoothly. We are working with the city on, design concepts and consulting with them about, how the traffic needs to flow in the parking lot and, all of the requirements, how many parking stalls we need. So we anticipate being in alignment as we move into that process. So hopefully that'll be, kind of average time for approval, but yeah, we're moving things along.
And are there any constraints or is there anything different now with that property now that that other piece has been sold to the developer?
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in
so-
contact with the buyer at this point in time at all?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay. Any other questions? Buildings, programs, anything? Okay. All right, we thank you very much. Very thorough and good news. So thank you. All right, in terms of a report from the city, while we Caitlin and I will ask you if you want to speak to that. I don't know that you are allowed to, or please, any.
I don't think I'm not allowed to, but I mean, it's up to the board. If I have a couple brief, just general items, if you guys want to hear, I know Mary is here who can provide some
Absolutely.
information as well.
Sure.
So just a few short little kind of exciting things happening at the city. The first is we're very grateful and excited about, the steps that have moved forward towards a potential future city hall. This is going to be huge for the community and really enhance our ability to provide services to the community, as well as, open up parking down here and really give this the park feel that it needs to be. It's obviously in the very early stages, but we are very grateful and excited about that. the staff, as well as hopefully the community once they kind of see those plans. Sunset Beach, the construction there at the park is almost complete and we're going to have a ribbon cutting coming up. So please be looking for that date. We can't wait to share that with the community as well. And a lot of really great work has been done there. And then the last piece is obviously it's harvest market time. And so harvest market is on October 21st from 11 to 4 down here at North Cove. And it's kind of like a fall farmers market, which is super exciting. And then we have Harvest Fest on Halloween on October 31st. So just events for the kids and family, and come down and join us. We'd love to see everyone there. That's what I have.
All right. Wonderful.
What she
Mary.
said, what she said.
What she said. Okay.
She absolutely nailed it. So, yeah, it has been very exciting. Creator Zone blows my mind. I just love that place. I'm so thrilled that that's there. And I'm glad we're going to get to use that for the library. And really, day by day, we are doing what we've got to do. And they were here. What was the official title of what Mr. Wright was doing last night? He was showing a general
Comprehensive
picture.
Plan.
You were there.
Comprehensive.
Yeah, that was a
Comp
comprehensive plan
plan.
update.
Yeah, the comp plan, and that was really good too for everybody to be there. It was very well attended. And it was funny, our council meeting this week. See those empty chairs? That's what we had. It was just us. It's really strange, but yeah, no, we're doing it and I'm very excited for Snow Isle. I'm watching you.
I have a question for the city in general, I guess. Thinking about like this building, when the city vacates their offices out of the park and moves operations to South Lake Stevens, will this building change uses? Would this still be the meeting space for councils? Would it, think we'll be moving to South Lake? Will this become a public rental room, or do we have any idea? Has there been any discussion of that at this point?
I can't really give any solid information because it's so early in the planning, but I think this building will continue to be utilized as it's utilized, which is obviously open for rentals, things like that. Obviously the clerk's office would dream of like a permanent space for boards, commissions, and council to exist, but I have no idea where those plans are. So until then, this will be our home. But as updates happen, I know we want to share all of the exciting news when we have them. So
Where is the new city center again, or?
So at this point, what staff is just basically giving information south part of Lake Stevens. Everything is very fresh in those early stages of, making those plans. So it's going to be in the south side of the lake. And there will be more information to come. And I believe there was some information at the end of that public meeting too. Staff's.
Seemed like the other property was like centrally located. Made a lot more sense, but whatever.
Yeah, well, okay.
Move on.
All right, well, I'm glad to hear though, that there's some movement there and, so be interesting to hear, perhaps in January, as we have more information, I'll make a point of, having, make a special point of, either the mayor or the city manager to come and just let us know a little bit more, because we do have still some questions about, the land next to this library is obviously in private hands now. So I understand that the city doesn't have a whole lot of control one way or the other on that, but I think that you can understand why there would be a good deal of concern for some of us who were part of all the planning when the original plan came about. And we'd like to see, hey, what's the use of that going to be? And is it integrated in some way, working with the library as they work to do that? Anyway, it would be good to hear that. I don't want to put you on the spot, Kaylin, trust me. You don't have to answer for them, but it would be a good thing. And I like both those guys. I would like to have either one of them here next time. Maybe they can answer some of those questions. And I'll give them a heads up too on that. So in fairness, so that'd be good. Okay. So we have the reports. Any other questions regarding city reports one way or the other? Anything else? Okay. Board comments. So I'll just go around the loop here and see if there's anything that anyone would like to say one way or the other about your relationship with the libraries or things that you've been able to attend. How about I start with Andy? Do you have anything? You don't have to make it up.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I'll say that I went to the comprehensive plan meeting, open house yesterday. Russ was there. It was very well presented, and staffed by the city, people. It was great to see the forethought in our city planning, so I really appreciated that. So I encourage you, there's 2 more coming up, so if you can make either one of them, it's definitely worth your time. I did talk to Russ and I did talk to Brett, and I asked both of them, what, where do things stand with Snow Isle? Where do things stand with that other property? And they were both like, Snow Isle is on its own. They're doing their stuff. We're not part of anything that's happening right now with Snow Isle. And we're not part of anything that's happening with the development. It's a multi-use building, that's gonna have housing and office or retail space is what it's proposed right now. So,
Okay.
or I don't know if the proposed is the right word. That's what Russ said is being built there. So what
Okay.
Brett said, one or the other, doesn't matter, but they were both given the same info. So yeah, so that's that. I just, the property kitty corner to that is for sale right now. And so I just said, it would be great if we could look at that for a park space, because if you do look at where the parks are in Lake Stevens right now, there are none represented on that side of the lake, on the west side of the lake between Lundin and South Machias. So not a single one. So I thought we need a park there, and the land's for sale. So they sold the other piece of land, maybe they will buy this one for a park. But anyhow, those are the kind of things that you can see really well during this meeting, or, when they have everything laid out at this comprehensive plan. So again, if you have any interest, I highly recommend going.
Very good work. All right. Appreciate that. Strangely enough, I don't have anything to add to that. I appreciate all that you've the reports and things moving forward. We're all anxious for a new library. And that's it. So anything that you would like to add? You don't have anything?
Sounds
Okay. All right.
I love the idea of the custom, what do we call it? Custom reading collection, reading list. I think that's great. Cause I think that a lot of times people get stuck. They want to read a good book and they just kind of stick with their same authors, and then they've read them all and they don't know where to go. So I think that's great. So I may try that out myself. And the information on the book clubs was great. So thank you.
All right.
I'm still enjoying Libby and the free digital New York Times subscription, which I use just about every day. So library saves me hundreds of dollars. And I've tried some new audiobooks that I haven't tried, like authors I haven't tried before. So it's fun to be able to try things and expand my reading.
One little pro tip about Libby, if you find a narrator you really like, you can search by narrator
Oh, that's good.
and then just listen to everything that they have read.
Oh,
That's
that's cool. That's a great tip.
Because that's what makes or breaks it.
Some are
breaks an
better than
audiobook for
others.
me.
That is for sure.
Yep, so you could actually, I have like little favorite authors, like I do favorite narrators.
Yeah. Do narrators generally stay within certain genres or something? Because I just,
Some do, some don't.
Okay.
It really can vary widely, and also like where they are in their career too, like at the beginning of their career, narrators will kind of do whatever comes along, but then they might find an author that they really like working with, and as that author's work gets more popular, they stick with that, so it really varies wildly, but I listen to a lot of historical fiction on audiobook. So Saskia Marlevald is one of my favorite narrators, so I pretty much listen to any fiction. So,
wow, okay. Pro tip, got that. Oh, my apologies, Nancy. Yes.
I just want to say I am totally impressed with all that you're doing at the library. It is amazing for a little town, right? And my other thing, Historical Society, we will be at the whatever it is, this Saturday, the Grimm House will be open. Come visit. We will also be, the 31st, we'll be at the Grimm House, and then we will be at the Holiday Maker, AKA Dickens Fair.
Ah,
Come visit.
okay, okay, yeah. How are things going with the idea of the museum moving from?
That's,
Maybe I don't.
that's further down the line than
Okay.
even
Okay,
them or the city. hall.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
It'll happen.
That's all right. That's not within our.
Yeah, no.
How much time do you have?
Yeah.
We want
No,
to
we
end on
don't
a
have
high
a
note,
lot,
too.
so. So I think we're at an end here. So that being the case, unless there's something.
Abe,
Yes,
I noticed when we collaborated on the agenda that we have the next meeting is January 18th, 2023. So it's 2024. I just want to make sure that's corrected. Unless we can build a time machine, then we will go back in time.
yes, absolutely.
Sorry about that.
No, that probably was my error, actually sending it to you. And you just copied and pasted what I sent to you and put it in that form. And my fault.
Well,
I
we've
think.
got it fixed now, so.
There we go. All right, so it's 2024. Absolutely. So we're looking forward to a new year. And with that, I think I'll put it up for a vote. We can adjourn. All those in favor, say aye. None opposed. So there we go. We can adjourn at 5:22 and there we are. Thank you all very much.